Call of Duty released a teaser trailer today called Ember. And this was basically a further teaser for Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Now, there will be a reveal for Black Ops 3. I think that's happening in 3 days, which is the 26th. But they released this trailer today, and it's called Ember. And from what I could tell, there's not really much to do with any Ember, any sort of thing that, is any significance in the trailer. I'm not going to show the trailer in this video, mainly because copyright. I probably could upload the trailer, but I'm not going to, because, it's unoriginal. And if you really want to see the trailer, you've either already seen it, or you can go and see it on Call of Duty's channel, or, probably 100 other Call of Duty YouTubers' channels. Main points of the trailer it's robotics, okay? You're modifying humans and using them as weapons, basically. So you take, enhancements. So in one of the scenes, you switched to thermal vision, and you could see, thermal as you would. The guy had heat, except for his eyes, which, kind of shows that his eyes have been modified so that he has, say, robotic eyes, and he can, pick up on things. And that's kind of the whole point of the trailer. I'm really liking this. I like the way this is going for Call of Duty. I'm noticing a lot recently in YouTube comments and Reddit posts, people want a World War II Call of Duty game. I really don't. We've had World at War games. We've had them from the years 1995 to 2005. That was all just World War games. And now we've gone on to modern and really going into futuristic now. This game's going to be set in 2055 to 2065, in that time range. And what you take from the trailer is you start off modern day, or maybe 5 years in the past, and you have things like, enhancing drugs, so steroids and stuff that help you in sport. And then that moves on to be modifications, and then you have things like virtual reality headsets, and then chips that you can implant into your brain and your arm and to give you information quickly and stuff like that. And the whole game's going to be how that applies to war. And I think that's going to be really cool, because I really like science. In school, that's what I study, is science. And so it's going to be cool to have a Call of Duty based around science. Now, yes, I know it's not real. This probably isn't going to be scientific, but it's kind of going that way. It's more scientific than Advanced Warfare was anyway. Advanced Warfare was, hey, we have this metal exoskeleton. I mean, yes, that is happening in real life, but it's not as scientific as this, where you're literally modifying people. So I think it'll be a cool game. We'll see how it turns out. This trailer is not even gameplay. This is just all story, all lore, all just telling you what the campaign will be about. And I don't even know how much of this will leak into the multiplayer. Will multiplayer have wall running, double jumps, dashes, slides? It'll probably have slides. That's not even mechanical. Will it have, say, the thing I talked about before, you can modify eyes to have information pop up on your screen? Yes, we already have a HUD that's common of every shooter ever, but will you be able to have, say, perks that, instead of perks, are modifications that allow you to have thermal vision rather than a thermal scope? Will you be able to have some sort of target finder as your eyes to pick out enemies? I mean, God, I hope not. That sounds awful, but that sort of thing. Instead of perks, instead of wildcards, you could have modifications on you, your player, that allow you to pick up certain things. So sitrep couldn't be a perk. It could just be you can actually see stuff through a wall. I don't know how that would change between, sitrep as we know it now and what it would be in Black Ops 3. But it's interesting, and the main point of this teaser was to get people hyped from it, and I think it's worked. So you start off, like I say, modern day. You have some sort of enhancements, and then it goes into actual modifications. And then the game showed how, not the game, the teaser, it had a lot of things to do with 115. I've gone through it frame by frame, and 115 pops up a few times. One time during the teaser, they talk about brain to brain connection. Okay, so networking between brains, and it's basically got a talk show guy, and he says you can now, for once, literally share your thoughts. And while that's happening, on screen it shows a virus. Now, I'm not sure if you know what a virus actually looks like, but what shows up on that screen is a virus, and while that's showing, it has 115. This is very interesting, because it's you can, brain-to-brain connections, but there's a virus linked to that, and it's 115, so, the zombies in Call of Duty are linked together. You know, like, we've known for a while now that the zombies are linked to one mind, and we've always known it's been Samantha, right? It's cool how they're linking that now into the campaign, and that's what I think this will be. This whole arc of the story for Black Ops 3 of modifying humans will backfire into zombies. And now, another thing that I haven't even brought up yet is Bluebird. In the trailer, there is a Bluebird. Doesn't sound like much, but I went out to the source code of one of the websites that they released. So basically, there's a part of the teaser where there's a optical implant for a basketball player. And I went on that website, and I right-click, inspect element with Google Chrome, and somewhere in the source code, for no apparent reason, it just says PW Bluebird. It doesn't really mean anything. And then in the trailer, a completely unrelated point to the basketball implants, Bluebird. And it's not just a Bluebird, it's the words Bluebird next to a Bluebird. Very interesting, I have no idea what this means, but it's linked to something. And another thing is Blackout. You might have noticed recently David Von Daar tweeting out some things. Blackout. My suspicions is this is some sort of trigger, some sort of keyword. You can imagine they're modifying humans for, say, at the start they could be modifying humans, not even for war, not even to make them into weapons, just because, you know, to sell them. And then they add a backdoor thing in there that's Bluebird or Blackout, and these are trigger words that, as you say, can trigger, you know, weapons and stuff like that. So I think a lot of speculation. That's what you're going to see in the next few days by a lot of people, is just speculating on what this is going to be. And we won't know until the 26th when they actually reveal the game. But it's pretty cool, just guessing what it could be. Bluebird, Blackout, the whole thing with like networked brains, to how that links with 115 and zombies. It's so cool. I can't wait for this game to come out. I love Black Ops as a franchise. I prefer Black Ops 2 to Black Ops 1, and we're gonna see if Black Ops 3 is even better. I don't know what's gonna leak into the multiplayer. That's what I'm worried about. I don't want the multiplayer to be so much of the campaign, you know. Like in Black Ops 2, the campaign was very futuristic, and the multiplayer, they did it right. They didn't turn the multiplayer futuristic. They just added some elements of that into the multiplayer, like kill streaks and stuff, and some attachments. They didn't add, like, you know, every single futuristic element of the campaign into the multiplayer, and I hope they do that with Black Ops 3, because if they don't, they could mess it up big time. But anyway, that's my quick little video. I wasn't gonna go in depth with anything, but it's just so exciting, guys. Like, I've been really wanting to get into Call of Duty, and Advanced Warfare just isn't doing it for me. It is a good game, but it's just not drawing me in as much as other games have, and this looks like it will. So in the description I've linked some tweets that I tweeted out. I think there's like 14 of them, and as I was going through, I was tweeting out to Nero Cinema. I was tweeting out what I was finding, so going frame by frame what I found. And if you're interested in stuff like that, so like coordinates of where things in the campaign take place, 115, Bluebird, the Unmarked Man, I didn't even talk about that, but that's a Twitter account. If you're interested in checking these out, I've linked them in the description, and there's just tweets with images that you can see that are basically snapshots from the teaser, and it's just all of the interesting parts, and it's just easy to access. So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.